Organizations, NGOs Management. An Introduction to Non-Governmental Organization, NGO. Part 2. Before I proceed, I request you to stay to the end of the video and please subscribe for access of coming future videos. NGO Management Procedure Number 4. Setting up an NGO's bylaws. Bylaws are internal documents, a set of rules that enables each organization to conduct its affairs. It is important they be written clearly and in language that is easily understood by all organization stakeholders. This document is frequently necessary for the registration of an NGO with national and public authorities. Typical items addressed in the bylaws are: A. Name and purpose of the NGO. The purpose is usually a restatement of the NGO's mission statement, but can contain additional details. B. The frequency, notice, and quorum requirements for organizational meetings. These can be internal or regular meeting of the NGO, or external meetings such as those for the general public, with other stakeholders, etc. Voting qualifications, proxies, and procedures for approval of boards. This is related to the governance structure of the NGO's board. The number and term for members of the board, scope of authority, method of nomination and election to the board, and provision for filling vacancies. List of board officers, method of nomination and election, terms of office, powers, duties, and succession. C. Membership and authority of committees or working groups. Many of an Ngos work is done through subcommittees or groups, and provisions need to be made for such committees. Title and scope of authority for the executive director and other staff members who are responsible for the day-to-day functioning of the NGO. D. Record keeping and financial reporting responsibilities. In many countries this is necessary for the maintenance of the tax-exempt status of an NGO. E. Amendment procedures for the bylaws and provisions for dissolution of the organization. Writing and gaining approval for a set of bylaws takes thought, time, and the involvement of the organization's constituents. Bylaws should be written with an emphasis on fair strategy and transparent governance. Management Procedure Number 5. An NGO approach to solving community problems. When an NGO approaches solving a problem, they can pursue the following structure. 1. Gather information on the issue. A. What exactly is the problem? B. What is causing the problem? C. Who are the persons or organizations responsible, for example? It could be a particular department of the government or an industry. D. What are the consequences going to be? Assess magnitude, quality and prevalence. E. What are the alternatives, possible solutions? F. How much would they cost? Is it better to invest the money in other projects? 2. Talk to people in the community to hear different views that will enable a holistic view of the issue. 3. Talk to people who are in charge and hear their side of the issue. Tell them about the problems that you see. 4. You may be able to work towards solving problems together if you do not see yourself as hostile parties. 5. Connect with people to increase awareness. Ask older, influential or respected people in the community to address public gatherings. Use the media, newspapers and the internet, to generate interest, communicate the facts, and discuss options. 6. Write polite, succinct articles for magazines and newspapers identifying the issues. 7. Include people from diverse backgrounds, so that your organization is not linked with any particular political party or religious sect. 8. For fundraising purposes, let people know why funds are needed and how they will be used. Transparent and detailed accounts are imperative to build trust. 9. Link up with other NGOs to maximize the effect of the effort. Management Procedure Number 6. Capacity Building. Capacity building has fast become a major topic among non-profits and management support organizations, funders, associations, training centers, consultants, etc. that provide services to non-profits. There are a variety of definitions for capacity building. Perhaps the most fundamental definition is actions that improve non-profit effectiveness. Some other discussions about capacity building refer to the concept as actions that enhance a non-profit's ability to work towards its mission. The concept of capacity building in an organization is similar to the concept of organizational development, organizational effectiveness and/or organizational performance management in for-profits. Capacity building efforts can include a broad range of approaches, example, granting operating funds, granting management development funds, providing training and development sessions, providing coaching, supporting collaboration with other organizations or non-profits, etc. Prominent methods of organizational performance management in for-profits are beginning to be mentioned in discussions about capacity building, as well, for example, the balanced scorecard, principles of organizational change, cultural change, organizational learning, etc. Information in this topic will acquaint you with the concept of capacity building in non-profits, including offering you a broad background from some suggested previous readings, numerous perspectives on capacity building from numerous articles, and then review of various common functions in non-profits, example, boards, role of CEO, programs, marketing, fundraising, finances, evaluation, etc. The topic closes with review of major methods of organizational performance management. Management procedure number 7. Financial management for NGOs. All organizations need money. Alongside staff, money is the one thing that takes up most management time. Good financial management involves the following 4 building blocks. 1. Keeping records. The foundations of all accounting are basic records that describe your earnings and spending. This means the contracts and letters for money you receive and the receipts and the invoices for things that you buy. These basic records prove that each and every transaction has taken place. They are the cornerstones of being accountable. You must make sure that all these records are carefully filed and kept safe. You must also make sure that you write down the details of each transaction. Write them down in a cash book, which is a list of how much you spent, on what and when. If you are keeping your basic records in good order and writing down the details of each transaction in a cash book, then you cannot go far wrong. 2. Internal control. Make sure that your organization has proper controls in place so that money cannot be misused. Controls always have to be adapted to different organizations. However, some controls that are often used include 1. Keeping cash in a safe place, ideally in a bank account. 2. Making sure that all expenditure is properly authorized. 3. Following the budget. 4. Monitoring how much money has been spent on what every month. 5. Employing qualified finance staff. 6. Having an audit every year. 7. Carrying out a bank reconciliation every month, which means checking that the amount of cash you have in the bank is the same as the amount that your cash book tells you that you ought to have. This last control is particularly important. It proves that the amounts recorded in the cash book and the reports based on it are accurate. 3. Budgeting. For good financial management, you need to prepare accurate budgets, in order to know how much money you will need to carry out your work. A budget is only useful if it is worked out by carefully forecasting how much you expect to spend on your activities. The first step in preparing a good budget is to identify exactly what you hope to do and how you will do it. List your activities, then plan how much they will cost and how much income they will generate. 4. Financial reporting. The fourth building block is writing and reviewing financial reports. A financial report summarizes your income and expenditure over a certain period of time. Financial reports are created by adding together similar transactions. Financial reports summarize the information held in the cash book. This is normally done using a system of codes to allocate transactions to different categories. Management procedure number 8. Solving organization problems in NGOs. The signs of organizational distress in an NGO aren't difficult to identify. Here are the most typical problems of decline and some practical responses. 1. Program problem. The demand declines, and capacity to deliver services is underutilized. Strategy for solution. Reassess the needs of target audiences, and revise programs to meet current needs. Or, add new offerings to the program mix, and eliminate outmoded ones. Restaffing or retraining may be required to deliver new or revised services. 2. Management problem. Management is unable to think creatively about the organization's mission or approach. Strategy for solution. Enlist help from external advisors to generate fresh alternatives and provide objective perspectives. A change in leadership may be appropriate. 3. Staffing problem. The staff is torn by infighting and turf wars. Strategy for solution. Consider reorganizing staffing structure, including reallocating responsibility and retraining people. Retain consultants to help clarify disputed issues and assess staff members' capabilities. 4. Board problem. The same few board members show up at every meeting to rehash familiar issues. Strategy for solution. Contact all board members and discuss their commitment to the organization. Revise the board's structure to reflect present-day needs. As part of this process, some board members may resign voluntarily and new members with critical skills can be recruited. 5. Systems problem. Administrative systems are needlessly complex, confusing, and outmoded. Strategy for solution. Review your system's requirements in light of changing programs and technologies. This may require the expertise of outside management and information technology consultants. 6. Fundraising problem. The organization is chasing dollars by inventing new initiatives primarily to attract available funding, contorting existing programs to match funders' special interests, or responding to requests for proposals indiscriminately. Strategy for solution. Clarify the mission, and revise programs to make them more relevant. Concentrate on funding opportunities that clearly fit this new direction. Adopt a more proactive approach to funders. 7. Financial management problem. Cash flow problems and projected budget deficits are chronic. Strategy for solution. Pare expenses by dropping or curtailing non-essential services. Develop new sources of income based on revised programs. 8. Internal communication problem. Staff members don't willingly speak out on critical problems and feel disconnected from important decision making. Strategy for solution. Create an operational policy that outlines procedures for involving staff. Give senior staff opportunities to work with the board. 9. External relations problem. The organization's reputation has diminished. There is confusion among outsiders about its mission and programs. Strategy for solution. Inform funders and other constituents of your progress as you revise goals and programs. Be sure that messages about newsworthy accomplishments are conveyed to key audiences. Thank you for your time.